Hi, hello everybody, welcome to the Cyberpunk 2077 review. So this video will be sliced into 3 topics. Basically the first one being the gameplay, so basically the guns, cars, open world, storytelling and whatnot. And the second one being my problems with the game. So all the negative things about the game and what it could use to be truly better. And finally, the topic of why the hell was this game removed from the PlayStation Store. Starting off with the first topic. Let's get into it. So Cyberpunk is a great game. For me and for a lot of other people. Just so you know, I do play on PS4. So first of all, let's get onto the topic of guns. If you didn't know, and if you didn't know this, I'm guessing you're a but Cyberpunk 2077 is an RPG. And a common thing that happens in RPG games is the lack of good gun mechanics. Basically, most RPG games don't have cool animations, don't have cool recoil. When you're shooting the gun, it feels like you're shooting at a bow or whatever. I never shot a bow, but I'm guessing that's how shooting a bow works, without recoil. That may be dumb. But the guns in Cyberpunk 2077 really surprised me. They have recoil, they have sick animations. And not only the guns, but also the melee weapons. The melee weapons feel like you're slicing with a katana. They feel strong, they have sick animations. Like, this is basically CSGO 2.0, but better, because I don't like CSGO, but I like this game. Please don't unsubscribe from me for the... And the guns have customization. You can attach attachments. You can make the gun feel like it is yours. The only problem I see with it is that you can't change the skins of it. So I can't change my AR that's green into blue, as in color. But also there is green, blue, legendary, yellow, red or whatever in the rarity of weapons. And I for one don't really like it. You know, I like the Outer World system where you had basic guns and you had unique guns. Sadly, the guns in Cyberpunk don't work that way. You have legendary, epic and whatnot. It's kinda dumb, but it is there. But there is one thing to counter it. Basically, if you want to feel like you're playing the future GTA and not an RPG game, which I like because, yeah, then you can go onto normal mode. Now what normal mode does, it takes away all the boosting up your statistics. You can play the game with a normal assault rifle and still have fun with it. But if you're looking forward to a true RPG experience, well then just go on to the hardest difficulty, and then you really need to make the best build. So yeah, how would I rate the guns? A solid 8 out of 10. As I've said, they could use the customization, they could have removed the rarity system, that's obsolete at this point, but other than that, they're really good. The driving feels great in third person mode. The first person mode could use some enhancements, but the third person mode is great. The cars drift, the cars have slipstream. I really don't know what that is, but I know it is in there. The cars look great. You can buy cars. There is a shitload of variety in them. Basically, if you're going through the street, it feels like every car is a new one. Every car has a different livery. Every car is a different model. There are some cars with spoilers. There are some cars with tint windows. And a lot of other things, basically. But here's the thing, the first person mode doesn't feel that great. Well, it is really good. You know, the interiors look sick and other cool adjectives to the interior. The car driving is a little bit off. You know, when you're steering through corners, it feels weird, basically. I really don't know how to explain it. But driving in first person mode is really hard. You can't really know where everything is, and also you don't really see the road in front of you. So when you're driving in a luxury vehicle, well yeah, you're gonna crush it.
Nie musisz aż tak cicho schodzić, bo cię bardziej słychać, jakbyś normalnie schodziła.
The only problems with cars that I see is that there isn't much customization of them. All you can do is basically get a message from a guy saying he has this car and buy it. but there isn't no Benny's Customs shop, there isn't no Dos Santos Customs or United City Customs in this form. Yeah, there just isn't. You can't customize the car, you can't change the color of it, which definitely takes from the... Okay, my camera just disconnected on me, so just know that I am rating it a solid 7 out of 10. It's a sad thing that there is no customization, but other than that, the vehicles feel good. But the first person could use a little upgrade. Oh, we are now officially back. It has been 2 days since the last part of the video. But yeah, well, here we are. Let's get into it. Okay, so the open world. The open world in Cyberpunk 2077 is detailed beyond human expectations. Okay, that may be a little bit too much, but it is detailed. Every place that you visit feels like a new place. Because, well, it is a new place. You have the Badlands, you have the rich city center, you have the Pacifica region, which is like the poor slums of Slumdog. There are always new cars on the road. There's so much variety in different shops. There's Chinatown, there is normal markets, there is Korean propaganda. There is basically everything. There are gun shops, which is a pretty common thing for games, but there are also repair shops, there are also clothing shops. It is on the same level as GTA is, I would say, with the open world being a little bit more detailed. Because of the depth, the verticality, you can drive your car on the top of a highway through very nice and rich houses, get out of your car, jump off of the highway, and you're in the slums. But detail in open world games isn't always visual. You see, detail can also be random encounters that you see on the street. That's why I loved Watch Dogs 2 so much. There were so many things just randomly happening. It definitely felt like it was alive. And in Cyberpunk you can be going to a mission and then get sidetracked for the next 4 hours by a side quest. But not only a side quest, there are random gang hideouts, there are shootouts on the street, there are police chases, and the story of the game is also really cool. It definitely does feel like the choices you make affect the story. There are romances, you need to do side quests to actually meet new people that can help you through the story, and all in all it's really deep. But not deep in a sad way, oh my god that's deep, but deep in a way, oh my god there's so much depth. But just to not set your expectations too high, the story is not perfect. It is really cool, it feels like a movie, it feels like a GTA story, which I really like GTA stories. And this is even better because it's got different endings, different choices that you make. But it's not really good RPG level. For example, I would pick the Outer Worlds story over the Cyberpunk story in an RPG way. So basically, which was the best RPG story? In which story did you have the most options? And Cyberpunk doesn't have the best RPG story. There are choices, there are different endings, but you can't kill everybody, you know? For example, in Outer Worlds, you could get into a fight with everybody. You could be a bad guy. You could team with the enemies. In Cyberpunk, it's a little bit tuned down to make the story feel like a movie with just 6 different endings, but the space in between you always meet the same people. But that also doesn't mean that the Cyberpunk story is bad. For example, I would pick the Cyberpunk story over the Outer World story, but not in an RPG way. So the Cyberpunk story is better, it has more quality, the characters are more lovable, but at the same time, it doesn't have the same RPG elements as Outer World does. The same choices, the option to team up with everybody or kill everybody. And I hope that is understandable. If it isn't, well, I really don't know how to make you understand it. Maybe I'll fix it up in editing. For now, on to that second topic of the day. Now, what could Cyberpunk 2077 use in the future? What updates could it get? In my opinion, Cyberpunk should get some content updates, but not with the story. Sure, you can add some new side quests, but really I would like for there to be added more opportunities to spend your money. So not only guns, cyberware and vehicles, but also let us purchase a garage, let us purchase a property. And I don't mean a property as in GTA Online level, you know, that's completely beyond the scale. I mean, you just buy a property and it gives you passive income. That would really add to the whole open world and basically make people play the game even longer. Maybe add some new business opportunities on how to make money. But I don't mean in side quests, but more like you get into a police car and there are random encounters all over the map, but they are endless. So you can make the money almost endlessly, just like in GTA Online. Because right now, you can run out of them. You can run out of all the side activities up on the streets. And that's a little bit sad. So in my opinion, Cyberpunk 2077 could use some new properties, garages, houses, more ways to make money, and of course vehicle customization. I didn't really talk about this earlier, but it would be cool to buy a vehicle, a stock vehicle, and then upgrade it to your liking. Basically add a spoiler, add bumpers, add tinted windows. Because right now, you get a message, you buy the car how it is. You can't actually upgrade it and tune it in your own liking. Because the game is already packed with side quests. It's already packed with details in the open world. The open world is already so big that you can explore it almost endlessly. So yeah, houses, properties, more business opportunities, vehicle customization, and finally, after a few years, online. I would love online. I mean, if there was an online just like in GTA Online, this would be my favorite game. Okay, and now on to the third topic of the day. Why the hell was this game removed from PlayStation Store? I mean, honestly, I learned about this like 2 days ago, and I honestly couldn't believe it. So I looked into it, and it turns out that Cyberpunk really doesn't run well on all gen consoles. So for example on PS4 or the PS4 Slim, you get 5 FPS, the rendering is horrendous, you can't even walk, there are so many glitches. But now you're probably wondering, wait, you play on PS4? Why do you not have any glitches and why do you play on a solid 30 FPS? Because I play on the PS4 Pro, the newest version of it, so I basically have the best old-gen console there is. And also my console has been tuned, I have repaired it countless times, I have cleaned it, but not in a way that I tuned it, upgraded it, but in a way that I made it as good as it was before. And yeah, Cyberpunk on PS4 Pro, I'd recommend it, but on the PS4 and Xbox One, without all the X's and Pros after it, so basically on the oldest versions of old gen consoles, I would say just wait a bit, wait for them to fix all the bugs, wait for them to optimize the game. But now, was it a good idea that PlayStation removed the game from the PlayStation Store? Really, I don't think so. I think what they tried to do is delete it and get some fun feedback. Wow, you're so good. You don't care about big corporations. You just care about the quality of PlayStation Store. I think that's what they were going for. But it was a shit idea. Honestly, like, first of all, you will lose money because people would still buy the game. Second of all, CDPR is gonna lose money, which you probably don't care about. It's another business, but at the same time, they're the ones making games for you. And third of all, well, quite honestly, there is no third of all. It wasn't the brightest move in my opinion. I mean, sure, wait until they fix all the bugs and then put it on the PlayStation Store. As I've said, not the brightest idea, but at the same time, I understand the circumstances that led up to this point. So yeah, really that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see some Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay, but without commentary, these two are very good videos. You know, so we have the vehicle free roam, and the combat, it's really good. And if you want to see me experiencing the game for the first time, this is the video for you. Yeah, I've watched some tutorials on YouTube. Apparently to get more views, you need to sponsor your videos at the end of every video. So please watch it. And also, if you have any questions, just know that I hide and respond to every comment under my videos. As of right now, because I don't really get a lot of them. So yeah, comment down below. That's all from me. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed.